Hello, passionate writers and word weavers. Today we're diving into one of the most crucial parts for every writer, time management. Whether you're juggling a full-time job, managing family fulfillment, or if you're a student, finding time to write can be a real challenge. So today we're going to explore some practical tips that will help you manage your time efficiently so that you can make writing a consistent part of your life. So the story behind why I'm so passionate about time management and writing every day is because when I got my first book published, I started taking my writing much more seriously and I started creating time to try and write every day. But during this time, I've learned a lot and, it's challenging. It's challenging for everyone. And that is why I wanted to share some of my best tips and learnings with you guys, because I know that you're trying to do this as well, a lot of you. So let's start with the foundation, knowing what you want to achieve. Do you want to write a short story, a novel? Do you want to create blog posts consistently? Or do you want to write a book? Depending on what you want to do, creating time will look differently. You need to understand your long-term goals, because that will help you set daily or weekly priorities so that you can create targets for yourself. For me, I want to write books, of course. I want to do a lot of things, but one of my main priorities is to write as many great books as possible. And that is why I try to write somewhere between 2,000 words every day. That is a good goal for me. But right now I'm a full-time student, so I have time to write. Look at your own situation and see what's feasible for you. Once you know your goals, also try to prioritize them, because everything that demands your attention is important, and try to learn to differentiate between urgent tasks and tasks that can wait till later. So distractions is the arch enemy of productivity. And in this digital age, distractions are everywhere. They're in our phones, they're on our computer, literally everywhere. That is why finding a way for you to, creating a distraction-free environment when you try to focus is super important. And one way to do this is to set up a dedicated writing space where you can minimize interruptions. And also consider, I always use my headphones to create, they have noise cancelling features on them, and that really helps as well for me to not care as much about, traffic outside and stuff like that. So try to create a dedicated writing space and try to eliminate distractions as much as possible. Stephen King, he locked himself in the washing room when they did not have a huge home. So, see what works for you. And speaking of tools, let's talk a little bit about technology. So there are various apps that can help you stay on track when it comes to time management. There are writing specific apps like Scrivener, which I use daily. And then there are productivity apps like Pomodoro timers, or I personally use the Forest app. This is not a sponsored video at all. But I use that because that one blocks social media for me. It makes sure that I can't do anything with my phone. I can take a call if someone calls, but that's it. And it forces me to focus for the timer that I've set. It's actually really, really efficient for me. And it has taught me not to pick up my phone as often and stuff like that. So I really recommend trying to find some app which can do that for you too. Another tool that I use is a habit tracker. And in the habit tracker, I write down if I've written that day, because for me, writing every day is very important. But you can do this in a journal as well. It doesn't have to be a digital app. Don't underestimate the power of an old-fashioned planner or journal to keep your tasks organized and your mind clean. And all these tools and techniques are, they're most efficient if you make sure to create a routine around your writing. So whether you're a morning lark or a night owl, try to find the time of day when you actually have time to write and make a routine out of it. Because if you always write on, Tuesday night, after a while, your brain will be wired to activate your writing mood as soon as you sit down with your computer that evening. And consistency is key here. So it might take some experimenting to find the perfect writing schedule for you. But once you do, it will become second nature. Another thing that you can do to actually, free up time for your writing is to try and batch create other things. So write down a to-do list like maybe you're also trying to build an author brand whilst writing books and stuff like that. And to have a writing, to have an author brand, you need to be active on social media, you need to have a newsletter, you need to this and that. And maybe, I understand that stresses a lot of people out. One thing that you can do here is try and write down a to-do list and then think about the 80-20 rule. And the 80-20 rule says that 80% of the outcome comes from 20% of the work. So try to focus on the 20% of the work that gives the most outcome. For me, that would be batch creating social media posts for the entire month. YouTube videos are also one of these things that really gives me bang for the buck, because you guys are super engaged with my content. I'm super thankful for this. It also helps me to become a better writer because I have to research all these episodes and stuff like that. So for me, content creating gives me a lot of bang for the buck. So I actually take I actually plan like some days, maybe a Sunday, I will sit down, I will plan out the social media posts for my Instagram for weeks ahead. I actually made a video about how you can create 30 posts in less than a day. So check out that video. But this helps me, this frees up a lot of time for writing, because when I sit down and write, I don't have to stress about, oh wait, did I post on social media like I promised, or did I create the video that goes out on Saturday? Yes, everything's scheduled, everything's freed up, so I can focus on the things that are important for me. And the last advice is something that I've had to learn the hard way. It is learning how to say no. And time is one of the most treasured things that we writers look for. This is why you're watching this video. And how do you create time for writing? You learn what you need to do, what you want to do and what you don't want to do. When I started out my writing career, like some people gave me the advice to say yes to everything, all opportunities, networking, all of those things are super great. But the truth is, some of the things take up a lot of time that I could spend, hanging out with my family or writing or doing other things that gives me more in the long run. So learning how to say no was not easy, but it has really taught me some crucial lessons. The psychologist Benjamin Hardy talks a lot about this with his 10x is better than 2x theory. I will link a video in the description box. That is something that you need to try to do. Like if someone asks you to help them out, like sometimes of course you need to help a friend out, but sometimes it's like, nah, they didn't help me when I moved or whatever. Maybe it's someone that don't give you as much as you give them. Then it's okay to prioritize writing over other things, because we only have 24 hours a day, and becoming a great author or writer takes a lot of time, a lot of work. So yeah, try to learn and say no to things that aren't that important to you. I know it's hard, but it is worth it in the long run. So that's all for today. So remember that efficient time management is about making the best use of your time, not filling every minute with work. Give yourself space to breathe and space to grow. Remember to rest and take care of yourself as well. And if you like this video, please subscribe, hit the like button, and let me know how you manage your time. Are there any lessons that I forgot to talk about? Please let me know and share your time management tips or struggles in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.